Hi guys, this is Shivati. In this session, I am going to explain Angular interceptors. In Angular, interceptors are a powerful feature that allow developer to intercept HTTP requests and responses. In order to implement the interceptors in Angular, we have to implement HTTP interceptor interface and can perform the different tasks like logging, modifying the request, adding the headers, and error handling. Let us look at some of the advantages of the interceptors. The first one is the global handling of HTTP requests and responses. Interceptors can be used to modify HTTP requests and responses across the entire application. This enables centralized logic for certain common tasks such as updating the header parameters, logging requests, and handling errors. It also allows modifying the request and responses. So before you are going to send the request to the server, if you want to add some request header parameters or some additional information to the request, it can add it to the interceptor. Similarly, before you are going to send the server response to the UI, if you want to modify certain parameters to the response object also, it can possible through the interceptors. The next one is the error handling and recovery. So interceptors provides centralized place to handle errors for HTTP requests, allowing developer to intercept error responses and take the appropriate actions like retrying the request or showing some specific error message to the user. Finally, and interceptors can log request and response details, which is going to help the debugging and provide the insights to the application communication with the server. So let us look at how you can implement the interceptors in Angular. The first one is we need to create an interceptor. As I explained, first we are going to create our own interceptor. So in order to, if you are using the Angular CLI, then you will use the ng generate interceptor and it will provide your interceptor name here. Once you execute this particular CLI command, then you are going to, it is going to create an interceptor.pl TypeScript file with skeleton. In this scenario, I have given interceptor name as my interceptor, which is implementing the HTTP interceptor. And here it automatically adds this particular interceptor method. In this particular method, you can write your custom logic, what you want to perform for this particular interceptor. So in this scenario, what I have done is I basically clone this particular request and then I added the one of the header parameters, which is nothing but the authorization, and set it as a authorization token. This is the one of the typical use case where instead of adding this particular authorization token as part of the each request, if we can handle that in a centralized way. So how many or whatever the API calls or whatever the API calls you are doing for this particular application, Angular application, it automatically add this particular authorization header. Similarly, you can handle logging or you can handle certain modification to the request or response objects. So all that logic you can implement here. Now after that, what I am doing is I am just printing some console log so that we will see whether the particular whatever the authorization token we have added here, whether it is going as part of the each request or not, we can see. Once you implement this particular interceptor, the another step what you have to do is you have to go to the app.module.ts. Here in the providers, you have to specify your provide, which is nothing but HTTP underscore interceptor. This is again we need to do an input from the Angular common HTTP library, and then you have to specify the provider. In this provider, it basically takes an array of providers. In this, you have to say provide HTTP underscore interceptors use class my interceptor and multi true. With this configuration, every time when you make a request to the Angular application, it automatically adds whatever the logic you implemented inside this particular intercept method. Let's go ahead and see with an example. Now if I call this particular REST API, you see here header parameter added in interceptor auth token. Okay, so every time you make a request to the Angular application, this particular token is getting added as part of the each request header. And also let me call another API. Okay, header parameter added in the interceptor auth. Okay, so this is how you can implement your own interceptor. Hope this concept is clear. Thanks for watching.